Today, we are diving into the fresh snowfall on the TransAlta Trail right here in Alberta. While it still might be early in the season, the trail has some secrets up its sleeves with river crossings and ice falls. As we navigate through the snow-covered trails, we're bound to encounter some deep snowdrifts. And well, getting a little stuck is all part of the adventure. Out here, it's not about if we get stuck, but how many times will we? Wondering how many times we have to get pulled out of the snowdrifts? Well, you're just gonna have to watch and find out. What is up, and welcome back everyone to, well, snowy Alberta again. As you guys seen in the last couple episodes, we have got some winter snow. It has finally become winter, a little late in December, but we have it. So today we're just going to be doing the typical TransAlta Trail because it just opened up, so we thought we might as well hit it. But we're here with a couple other people today. We've got my Subaru Forester as per usual. We've got Austin and his Subaru Outback, as well as a couple cars we haven't seen on the channel. We got a Subaru Wilderness hiding behind me, a Tacoma, and then Austin Lee's Jeep, as well as a Crosstrek. So we have quite the variation today, so we should be able to have some fun. It does look like it's pretty snowy with the drifts and stuff, so maybe we'll get stuck. I'm gonna try to get stuck and kind of see what we can do, but I don't think there'll be too many ice shelves, so it's not really gonna be a hard trail today. So that's kind of the plan, so I think we might as well go hit the trail. After spending countless days exploring the Ghost, navigating the road posed little challenges to us. And despite the recent snowfall, the road's conditions remained relatively good with minimal ice coverage, allowing us to make good time. Furthermore, to our benefit, the roads had undergone recent improvements, with someone grading it from the entrance to the riverbed, transforming what was once a notoriously rough path into a reasonably smooth gravel road. And almost as soon as we got up on the ridge, we left, weaving through the trees and descending the usually pretty slippery hill, before entering the valley, now covered in a blanket of fresh snow. And well, we made it to the base of TransAlta, and as you can tell, it is extremely windy. I was not expecting this, so I don't know how much of a video I'm gonna make, but as I said, it is a pretty chill day anyways. It's not super hard, it's not really deep, unless you go find the pockets like Austin just did and I just did. But we're gonna go ahead now and continue moving that away and head towards the falls, so let's keep it going. But we couldn't simply ignore the fresh snowdrifts, so we dove right in, exploring the riverbed and seeking out the deepest drifts we could find on the way to the falls. And well, we didn't have to look long as the snowdrifts were abundant, piled up by the wind, both in the riverbed and on the trail itself. Fortunately, the trail was still distinguishable, guiding us farther towards the falls. However, we knew this wouldn't last long as we continued our journey. As our group branched out and explored the various trails around the riverbed, our Forester plowed through the fresh snow, connecting with the tracks that led us deeper into the mountains. Navigating between the hard-packed tracks and the snowdrifts on the riverbed, we steadily made progress. That is, until one particularly dense wind-packed snowdrift proved to be a bit too challenging. Undeterred, Austin attempted the snowdrift again. And again. And again. Eventually, he called for some backup, and I gave him that little boost he needed to break free from the drift and pulled him through. And once again, we were back on the trail and on the move, navigating our first water crossing, before once more running into some more snowdrifts. And finally getting ourselves into the trees. And well, this is turning out to be one heck of an adventure. As you guys can see, it is super windy, it's blowing snow all over, and well, it's making for some pretty amazing drifts, even on the trail itself. As you saw there with Austin had to hit that like 3 or 4 times, and eventually I had to pull Austin out because it was a really dense, like, you know, that wind pack snow? That's what we're running into right now, and it's a lot of fun. I absolutely love it because then I can actually challenge myself, figure out how to get stuck, and then figure out how to get unstuck. Because when Austin got stuck, I went ahead and pulled in front of him, and I was just able to reverse and forward and pull myself right through the snowdrift, no problem. I do have chunkier tires with a little more flotation and a lot more lugs than his, so I'm able to kind of claw at that snow, which is providing a lot more grip. Obviously, the things like the Tacoma and the Jeep are having no issues. They're just chugging along. And the same can be said for the Crosstrek and the Outback Wilderness. They're also doing great. That Crosstrek only actually has like excise tires, which are great for the hard pack, not so much for the snow where it needs to claw, but it is doing great. Everything is actually doing really well, considering some of these conditions. Other than Austin, that is just breaking trail in the vehicle with the lowest amount of ground clearance and not so chunky tires. So it's interesting kind of see how this works. And speaking of getting stuck, I think Austin is stuck once again. Thanks for breaking the trail. This is the fun part about snowmobiling. This is what I absolutely love, is you just get stuck all the time, but it's not stuck in mud, it's stuck in snow, and you can go ahead and get yourself unstuck or get a pull out. After a quick recovery of the Outback, as well as a Jeep Gladiator that tried to sneak around, we found ourselves back on the trail, making our way towards the falls. Navigating through the valley, we approached our next water crossing, and despite the slippery embankment, we managed to make our way up without any issues. And as we drew closer to the falls, instead of taking the usual turn, we decided to test our limits on the trail today and see how far we could go. As we moved farther ahead, we faced yet another water crossing. We easily crossed through and guided the vehicles with the stock bumpers up the steep incline on the other side. Soon we met another water crossing, this one much deeper and significantly more challenging. Undeterred, Austin in the Outback wasn't going to back down without giving it a solid try first. Plunging into the icy water, he made his way to the embankment, only to spin out halfway up before sliding right back down. This pattern repeated itself several times until he decided to call it a day. However, getting out of the icy water wasn't going to be that easy. Stuck in the water with no traction, the Forester once again came to the rescue, pulling him out, and then leading us to a place in the trees for lunch. And well, that was the end of the trail. As you guys saw, usually that's actually completely frozen, so you can kind of just climb over there. That wasn't even the hard part I was thinking about. There's a harder part if you watch the video where we went all the way to the end, where we had to winch my car up. We didn't even get there because where Austin had to kind of like go swimming was usually just frozen and we made it through. So we decided to just turn around and find a kind of not windy spot here in the trees to have some lunch. So we're just having some lunch now, taking a little bit of a break before we head back down and actually go to the falls. As I said, we were originally going to go to the falls, but after we decided to try to go a little bit farther because this fresh snow is really nice, we kept on moving. So we're gonna go to the falls now, take a little bit of probably some photos there, and then just continue heading back down the trail and seeing if we can go get stuck a little bit more. The Forester with its luggier tires have had no issues in the snow. I've got stuck, but I've been able to claw my way through, where Austin's got thinner tires on the Outback. He's had a little bit of struggle, especially where he doesn't have as much flotation. He kind of digs in and gets high centered. So it's a give and take with these cars, right? You kind of got to pick and choose how you want to do it. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue moving forwards on the trail. After a bit of a meal break, we resumed our journey along the trail. retracing our steps and recrossing the same rivers that we navigated hours ago before veering off towards the falls, where we briefly paused at our original turning point, the falls, and took a moment to appreciate the views before returning back to the riverbed and maneuvering through the river crossings. However, as with everything, not everything will go to plan. As we gain confidence in today's conditions, we decided to play in the snow on the trail side. And suddenly, I found myself a bit too deep and a little high-centered in the snowdrifts. After working for a minute to free my car, I decided, for the sake of time, to get a pole. And with one swift pull from the Tacoma, we were out and back on the trail. Or at least I thought. I managed to get unstuck, and then we drove up here, and now we got the Tacoma trying to get unstuck. We got the Crosstrek pulling out Austin, and then way back there we got the Wilderness that is stuck in a snowdrift. Everyone seems to be stuck. After eventually getting everyone free, we turned back onto the main trail and completed our final river crossing, where, after a little more driving on the riverbed, we reached the main opening that we started at hours ago. And from here, we transitioned to the access road and made our way out of the valley. And well, we're back out of the valley and back on the road. Here the road right now is actually not bad. It's got a little snowpack, so it makes it really fun to drive. Because as you guys know, all-wheel drive, it gets a little squirrely and you want to make sure that you're persuading it, but you don't want to force it in the direction you're going. All-wheel drive's kind of funny like that. It makes it an absolute blast to drive on these hard-packed roads. But yeah, that's essentially what we're doing, is we're heading out of the valley now. As you guys saw, we got stuck a couple times. I think it was us just being, oh, well, it's the end of the day, let's have some fun. I drove it right into like a however many deep snowdrift. I actually probably could have got myself out if I wiggled enough, but it was just easier to hook on the Tacoma and have the Tacoma pull me out. And then when I got up that little hill there, we had the Austin stuck and we had the Wilderness stuck. The Wilderness was really stuck, like up to the bumper stuck, so they had to give it a good yank to pull it out. And then the Outback, Austin's Outback, took a little less, but it was still able to pull out. I think the Crosstrek pulled them out. And then the Tacoma, as you saw, got itself stuck and then proceeded to get itself unstuck. That thing is, it's got, like, look at the tires on that thing. That thing's awesome. It's built for this snow. But yeah, that is kind of what we're looking at. As I said, we'll just do a nice little drive out of here, nothing too crazy. Just making sure we're paying attention to traffic because it's a Sunday and it's always busy out here. So we just want to make sure we're keeping in control. And yeah, we will see you airing up. As we covered kilometer after kilometer on the snowy gravel road, we soon reached the trailhead, allowing us to air up and wrap up the day. And well, there we go. We made it to the trailhead and we are all aired up and we're just wrapping up, cleaning everything up. Everyone's wheels are so full of snow because, well, we were just going through fresh snow the whole time, so everyone's trying to get as much snow as they can before they hit the highway, and the car just shakes like crazy. Thankfully, I trail brake a lot, so my friends have no snow and it's just heated out. The rears have a little bit, but I can't really get them out because of the spokes on those gravel beadlocks. They're very fine spokes, and you need like a screwdriver to get in there, and it will fling out eventually on the highway. But yeah, that was a good day, especially for what we were planning to do, just go to falls. We wanted to kind of break some trail and go explore a little bit more, and we did exactly that. We actually made it, I would say, about halfway to the end. If you guys are wanting to go see what the end of that trail looks like, go check out, I think it was last January or February, where we actually did take the Forester all the way to the end. We did have to winch it up there, but we were able to do that. So if you want to see what it looks like, go take a look at that and see some more hardcore off-roading. But that is going to be it for today's fun little trail day. Hopefully we were able to do more of this stuff in the snow. It's a lot of fun. I really like getting stuck in the Forester and seeing if I can wiggle my way out of it. As you guys know, you've seen the video when me and Austin did the game of Jeep, and I actually went ahead and winched myself out with a traction board. That was fun. Definitely want to do that again and find some other big snow drifts this winter. But that's going to wrap it up, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, see you in the next adventure.